So hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I want to show you how you can use your mobile phone to create PowerPoint slides and then use the same mobile phone to do a presentation. This presentation is an online presentation. The reason I'm doing this is because I have had a few people just to say that they are unable to share their PowerPoint slides when they're using the mobile phone. And I want to show you that one is very possible when it is done. Once you have prepared your slides using the same mobile phone, or you are using what somebody else has shared with you. So it is very possible to share, first of all, create PowerPoint slides, edit any PowerPoint slides that you have out there, and also share the same when you're online. So let's go straight to my mobile phone. What you're seeing here is a screen capture of the screen of my mobile phone. And you can see I'm not touching the mobile phone, but the screen of my mobile phone, but I'm able to scroll through. If you've watched my previous video, you know how I'm able to do that. I've also stabilized my mobile phone so that it is not moving around because that one is pretty important. And because I'm shooting this, I might want to avoid any kind of interruption on my recording. And I will do this by going into the airplane mode. So let me just see whether I have it there. And as soon as I scroll all the way to the bottom, there is my airplane mode, and you can see it is not active. So I'm going to activate it so that any notification which come to my mobile phone when I'm recording the screen, they are muted, or they won't appear anywhere, because they will just be distractions. They are going to distract me from this. However, I need my Wi-Fi to be on, so I'm going to switch it on so that it will remain on during this shooting, because I might need to go to use it during this recording. All right. Having said that, let me go back and here we are. Now I want to use PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint with my phone. The first thing I need to ensure is this. Is it already installed in my mobile phone? So I will go to the letter P to see whether PowerPoint is installed. On the letter P here, I don't see anything like that. So probably it is not installed. So let me go to Play Store to install it. So that is the first thing you do. You check whether it is already installed in your mobile phone. If it is not, just install it. Or if you had installed it sometimes back, and then somehow it became inactive, you can go and enable it. Because sometimes when you don't use apps for a very long time, the system just removes them, puts them aside, or disables them. But when you want to use the same, just go to the Play Store, and if you want to install the same app, you will find that what now you will be presented with is the Enable tab. You just enable, not installing. So hopefully, assuming that I've never installed it here. So let me search it. Over there, I put my cursor there, and I'm going to type PowerPoint. And you can see I'm presented with a PowerPoint app over here. Again, you can see that my typing becomes very fast because I have my keyboard connected to my mobile phone, and I also have the microphone connected to an external microphone connected to my mobile phone. What is this external microphone? This is the microphone I'm talking about. It is the microphone that comes with your mobile phone. Apparently, many people are not aware of how powerful this microphone is. It is very, very, very powerful. So when I use this instead of using the lavalier microphone, it enables me to communicate very well to the person on the other side. And I'm also able to hear what the other person is saying very, very well. If both of us now are using the headphones, the person on the other side is using the headphone and I'm using the headphone here, the communication, the audio communication is so good. The audio you are receiving in this particular video is the one recorded using this headphone microphone here. That is why I have it with me. If you're uncomfortable putting it on your head, what you can do is just to get this part, then you fold this, you put the rest of it in your clothing, and then you find somewhere where you can clip it on your clothing, or you can just put it on a small stand, just ahead of you, so that you are free of that microphone, but it is supported very close to you, so it is able to pick very good audio. So make use of it, don't throw it away, and if you see somebody who is not using, just borrow it and use it in your mobile phone and you'll just be fine. So that is how I've been able. Or the other thing is about the connection of my keyboard to my mobile phone here. I have 3 things which are connected to my mobile phone. One is this mouse. It's a wireless mouse. I have my keyboard is connected to my mobile phone by using the OTG cable. So if you've not watched that video where I show you exactly how to do that, please just play that video. It's up there, and I've given you instructions on how to go about it. Even when it comes to mention, where I've mentioned use a lavalier microphone, if you don't have a lavalier microphone, know that the microphone which comes with your headphones is equally good, because in this video, that is the audio that I'm using. So I have 3 things connected to my mobile phone: a microphone, the mouse, and my keyboard, because I know I'll be doing some typing and I'm not very comfortable touching those letters on the screen just using one finger. I rather like to do what we call touch typing, because it allows me to type very fast. So my keyboard, which is over here, is connected to my mobile phone. All right, let's go ahead and see what I have for you here. So I should have started with this section. What is the aim of this particular video? In this particular video, I want to take you through the process of installing a PowerPoint application from Microsoft in your phone. Number 2, I want to take you through the process of creating slides using your phone. And number 3, I want to use other PowerPoint slides which have been shared, which other people have sent to me, or which I've used before, or created them in a laptop, and then they are now in my drive and I can be able to access them. That's why I have my internet on, because I'll be showing you how to go about that. So those are the 3 things: install PowerPoint, create slides using PowerPoint, and then share those PowerPoint slides, or maybe even run a slideshow using the same. And what you are seeing here is a screen capture of my mobile phone, and I'm creating that video. Other than the one that you are looking at me directly like this, because this one is recorded using another camera, the one over here is just a screen capture of my mobile phone. So let's go back there, and you can see there is that cursor, and I'm very comfortable now using that because it's very small, it's very accurate, and I can be able to point at what I need. I click, and there it is, and I'm presented with the Microsoft PowerPoint install. So it has never been installed in my phone. And that's good, because if you're starting from that point where you've never installed it before, you have the chance now to, we go step by step. And it would be good if you watch this video in such a way that you pause and do the same to your phone. Do the same to your phone as you go ahead. So let's go ahead and install that application as we wait for it to install. It's around 61 megabytes, so it's not a heavy file. So let's wait for that process to end. So there you have it. It's already installed. Let's put away these advertisement. And now I want to open it by clicking open, and allow PowerPoint to access photos, media, and files on your device. It's always good to do that, because if you don't do that, then it always takes you back to that particular step. So, and because it is a verified application, it's quite safe to use. It is from Microsoft. So I will just click allow, and since I'm using it for the first time, probably they are going to ask me, Microsoft is going to ask me to sign in, if I already have an account with them. And you can see it is here, sign in or sign up for free. It means that if you don't have a Microsoft account, you can create one. For me, I already have one, and that is what I'm going to use, and it is my Gmail account. That is what I will use. If, for instance, your employer, your organization has provided you with a special email from your company or from your organization, just use that, and it will work very well, so long as you can remember the password that you always use for it. So I'm going to use my Gmail account to log in. Probably I'll be asked to enter the password because I'm using it for the first time, and indeed you can see I'm asked to enter the password. And remember, it's always good to remember these passwords. Very, very important, because Microsoft is usually very strict with its passwords. So you may find that if you don't recall your passwords, it becomes a bit of a problem. So for me, what I do, each and every time I create a new password, I make sure that I note it down in a notebook. So I'm going to search for this Gmail account password, and that is what I'm going to use. So it's always good to do that, because if you don't do that, you will always have a trouble. You will go to too much trouble looking for these passwords. So, and here it is. So I'm going just to type it in, and there I have it. And now I can just sign in. Let me just sign in using that. Put away that one. So I might not be interested in anything else. Let's see what they have here. After the free trials, you'll pay Kenya shilling this much for that. Just skip that one for now. Save a password to Google. It's always good to save that particular password so that you are not prompted to enter it all the time. So, and here we are, and we are in, and now I'm ready to start creating slides. First of all, let us take time and look at this screen that you'll be presented with for the first time. Now, you can see that the good thing is we are going step by step together. I've not installed PowerPoint in this device at all. I've just been using my laptop. But I noticed there are those teachers who might want, because of one reason or another, they want to use their mobile phones to do this. So they are handicapped at that level, and they might want to use their mobile phone. So this is a good opportunity for you. We go step by step so that you just learn how it is done, and we do it together. Now, if you've used this application before with this phone, and you've created or used PowerPoint slides, they will appear here immediately. You can see that it tells me you have no recent presentations. That one is okay. So it prompts me to create this plus sign here. When I click it, I'm going to create PowerPoint slides. Now, let's see whether there are any PowerPoint slides which exist and I need to use them. So I can open if there are. So if I double click there to open, I will be taken to my OneDrive, to those places which this phone can be able to access. So is there some slides someone has shared with me? I'm prompted to check there. Can I check in the OneDrive, which is the drive which comes with Microsoft? I can also check there. Can I check in this device whether probably there are some PowerPoint slides here that I need to use? I can do that. Or can I add another place which is in the cloud? Or can I even browse the drive and many other more places? So when you click that open, that is what you are presented with. And if you're interested in what people have shared with you, they will appear here. If there is anyone who has shared with you any PowerPoint slides, they are going to appear here and you can use them directly. Or, like I said, if you have used PowerPoint before in any recent places, they are going to appear here. And you can see when I click recent places, nothing appears. Shared, and nothing appears here, because as far as this device, I don't think anybody has shared with me on this device any PowerPoint slides. However, I can be able to check in the downloads and see whether such a thing exists. For instance, when it comes to what other people have shared with me, I think I would like to search for that. So let me first of all, or I can go straight into creating one. Now, I think the best part is to look at a slide which somebody has shared with me, and now I need to use that. So shared. Let me see whether it gives me an option to presentations shared with you will appear here. Learn more. Of course, it's about how that one is done. When you have a presentation to share, open it and tap the share button. All right, let me see what learning more involves. So probably I'm taken to a website here for Microsoft support and stuff like that. I'm not interested in going there right now. I want to go to my downloads and see whether anybody has shared anything with me. So let me put that one away for the time being and see in my WhatsApp messages. Let me see in my WhatsApp messages to see whether there is anything anybody has shared with me recently. And I will go to our online, our WhatsApp group here. Let me just search for any PowerPoint that somebody has shared with us over here. And that is what I'm going to download and see whether I can be able to now run it. Anyway, this is it. Let's go back to see whether we can create our own. So I'll go back to PowerPoint because actually I've not closed it. And by the way, the moment you install it in your computer, now you can see under the letter P, there is PowerPoint. So all I need is just to double click and I'm taken to the last step where I was, because I really never closed it. So while we are still on this page, you can go to your account over here and click on it, and you'll be able to see the account that you are using. View your profile. You can add another account. Like for instance, this is just a Gmail account. It's not my work account. It is not the account that my employer has given me. I can add that account that my employer has given me over here. Add account, and it has got its own password which I can be able to use. So it is important for you to leverage that. Just add the account over there. And the reason why you should have more than one account is that at one point or another, you might stop using one account and you need to use the other account. Let's take, for instance, you leave your company, you leave your organization due to one reason or another, and now you can't be able to access anything to do with PowerPoint. you might need to revert to the other account. So have a second account that you can always use, because one may become dysfunctional and that can paralyze you temporarily if that is the only account that you're using. So have more than one account. All right, I can be able to add an account, I can be able to view my profile, and even update the settings. So you see those privacy settings that we always made to sign, you can always go and update your account over there. And the good thing is you can always add Office applications from here. You can see the moment I click there, all the other Office applications are very much available, including PowerPoint, OneNote, Excel, Microsoft Word, OneDrive. And by the way, the moment you have signed in using Microsoft account, you have access to OneDrive. You just need to click it over there and then install it in your device, and it's going to work just fine. Now, when you look on the right hand side, you can see there is a tab for PowerPoint. There is no install. It's because it's already installed in my device. So you can click each one of these, install them in your device, so that when you receive a file, which is maybe a Word file, you will be able to open it without so much trouble. If you receive an Excel file, you also open it without so much trouble. It's always good to install those applications first time they're in your phone, so that you don't have any trouble. And that is what you get when you go to the Office account or when you are in your account. I've already explained that, so no problem with that. So let me go to this page. We have already looked at what we can do with shared PowerPoint slides, what we do with recent places. Now, let's click this diamond shape here and see what it gives us. It's checking for any exist PowerPoint slides within Microsoft 365 Personal. And again, for many organizations, they will have paid alliances for you to use Microsoft 365. When it comes to my Gmail account, it is detecting that I only have access to it for the first 1 month free, and then from there they will ask me to pay because I'm using it for personal purposes. But if I had used my organization's account, then I will have access to Microsoft 365. So when you use this app for the first time, I would recommend go and use your organization's email address, the one which they have sent you. For instance, the one with mwalimu.tsc.go.ke, use that email and you'll have so many things which are made by Microsoft, and they are free because my company has already paid a license for those. So do not take it for granted. Use them while you still can. All right, so let me go back there, and now I'm through with that. This question mark here allows me to search for any existing PowerPoint slides. Now, and because we have done that, I want to click on that plus sign in order to create these PowerPoint slides. And then before I create, they ask me, where do you want to store these PowerPoint slides in? This is always very important for teachers to undertake, because I've seen situations whereby teachers create PowerPoint slides, they don't bother to know where they were stored, and when they want to use it for the second time, they have all the trouble searching this. Remember, these electronic gadgets, they work under a certain system of organization, and things are organized in a certain manner. If you don't follow that process which they recommend that you follow, you will find that that tool becomes a disorganization tool. I've seen so many teachers who are disorganized by their mobile phones, by their computers, because they have not realized one thing. Because for you to fit in line with that particular gadget, you must also be organized. When you have a chance, organize yourself. Don't always do things in a haphazard manner. If you do that, you are inviting frustration in your work or whatever you might be doing with that particular gadget. So the first step here is, where do I want to create this file, or where do I want to store it? I would click on this arrow because it suggests that I store it in OneDrive. I don't want to do that. I click there and I want to store it in this device. That's where I want to store it. I can also select a different location where I want to store it. So the best location I would advise that you choose is this device. So double click on it like that, and you can set that as your default so that anytime you forget where you saved it, they will always be saved in your device. Reason being, if you wanted to save in the cloud and maybe when you're preparing that you have a problem with your internet or something happens and they don't get saved because of the internet, that one can be a bit of a problem. Or maybe where you're working offline, but your default place for saving these files was in the cloud, which means you wanted to use the internet, but now it's not available. You are likely to lose that particular file. So select your device as default. So I'm going to click that. And now I'm ready to start creating PowerPoint slides. So like I was saying, now I'm set to start creating PowerPoint slides, and let's go right into it. So here I am, and you can see they even gave me free templates on where to start. All these are free templates. See, free templates. It means somebody has taken the time to choose the color of that particular slide that you want to create, and you just need to scroll through and choose the one that you want. If there is a slide that you have used before, then you go and click recent here and it will just appear automatically. Or if you want to create your own PowerPoint slides from scratch, there is also a chance for you to do that. For me, I just want to use a template because I love using templates. It's always a lot of fun. And the first thing that pops up there is to name this PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to click on a presentation there, and you can see a space opens, and I want to call it let me call it a remote learning methodologies. Remote learning methodologies, and I click enter, and it should appear there as my title for this particular PowerPoint slide. And I go to the first one, double tap to add title. You know, they're saying double tap because you're using your finger, but for me it's double click because I'm using the mouse. And you can see that my mouse is there. And by the way, when you do those kind of connections and you're doing your presentation using your mobile phone, I would highly recommend that you connect a mouse to your mobile phone so that they will be able to see where you are pointing. You see, when you are doing a presentation and you're using a mobile phone, the other person does not know where you are drawing their attention to, because there is nothing on the screen which is showing that. But if there is an arrow, you can see that beautiful cursor, the way it is moving like that. Anywhere there, if you say double click and it's circling like that, I just love the way that remote mouse helps me. Now remember, if you don't have one which is remote, remember we said you use this USB hub. Apparently I'm using it and I don't want to disturb it so much, otherwise something can get disconnected. However, let me raise it to that level. This is the dongle that allows me to use that wireless mouse. Remember, if your mouse is not wireless, you can get one which comes with a cable and slot it in any one of these USB sockets. So it's very simple. So the fact that you don't have a wireless mouse does not mean you can't use the one with a cable. You definitely can. Yeah, just like When you don't have a lovely microphone and you have these microphones which come with a mobile phone, don't throw them away. Don't leave in those boxes, because some of the mobile phones that you teachers have are very good mobile phones, and they come with high quality headphones. Make use of them. They are going to improve your audio, and the person on the other side is not going to complain about bad audio or something like that. Or even when you are recording a video, this one is perfect. It's what I'm recording with, and it's what you are detecting the audio with. Of course, I'm taking time to record using my XLR microphone because this one is superior. Just in case anything goes wrong here, I'll know where my backup is. All right, let's just double click. What do I need to write there? I need to write RLM. And again, I click enter. And I know that one has been created already. Let me see how I create the next slide. Does it allow me to right click? Yes, if I left click, that's what I get. Over here, I think it is allowing me to paste this, something, to copy something, new comment, duplicate. This is what I'm looking for. Duplicate the slide. So I click on that so that I can have a duplicate. No, I think that is the wrong thing to have done. So let me come over here to see whether I can be able to undo. Yes, undo. You see what I did? I clicked down there in order to undo that particular step. What I want here is for to duplicate the whole of this slide. Let me see what. Apparently that icon doesn't tell me what I can be able to do. Let me come to this arrow to see whether I've got more functions here, because what I want to do, yes, there's that plus sign there. I had not seen it. You see, with the computer, there is always a pane where if you want to create a new slide, you get it immediately. So here, it's hidden somewhere around here, and add slide. And I have the next slide over here, and double tap to add title, and you can say, let me say, what is meant by RLM. Remember, I'm just using this one as an example of how you create slides. So I'm going to click there and look at the fonts. Let me see whether it gives me a chance to increase the size of the fonts. All right, now I'm back here. I've got my two slides. So far, so good. It means I can be able to create the slides. Let me now try and go to a slideshow over here. And what is this? This one is just a tick to show that maybe my work here now is complete. I can click here to go into edit mode, but once I'm through, I can click that. Now, these slides, I can be able to share them with someone else. Click that, and I'm able now to share all that. No problem with that one. Let me see what this one gives me. This one is probably the slideshow. I click on it. And you can see it goes into slideshow mode directly. And when I click, the next slide goes there. Now, this is what I was trying to talk about. When you have letters on a PowerPoint slide, and maybe the letters are just too small, you're going to put the other person under a lot of strain. Maybe let's say it is your student, and they're trying to learn something from you. Always create those PowerPoint slides using the mobile phone, because you know the kind of device which they're using, and because you don't want them to strain, you make it large enough. And as a matter of fact, with your students, always trying to find out what kind of device they are mostly using. And chances are that many people are using mobile phones. So that's why I'm going to this trouble to try and create my own content using the mobile phones, including the videos, because once I create using the mobile phone, then it is custom to be used. The other person is likely to be using a mobile phone. I hope you have learned something from this particular video, because I had set out to do the following. I hope I have achieved what I had set out to do. I had set out to help you install PowerPoint applications from Microsoft in your mobile phone, which we have done. We have exactly done that, installed PowerPoint app from Microsoft in your phone, and you have seen the kind of steps that we have followed, including the password for the account and all that. Remember to store your passwords safely, because if you don't do, it's going to give you a lot of frustration and you might end up not liking using ICT in your work. It's not because it's bad or difficult, but it's because there are certain things which you are not following as far as the rules for using ICT is concerned. Number two, we have created simple slides using Microsoft PowerPoint. Although we have had a bit of trouble, I know you can investigate around that and be able to improve on it. The other one is that we have opened, downloaded PowerPoint slides using our mobile phone. You can say that I try to search any PowerPoint downloads that I have in my mobile phone. I couldn't be able to get it because normally I use my desktop or my laptop to download much of this. So they are found in the download folders. Maybe I should have downloaded and then saved a copy in the drive. That means I would have been able to access it from here. But hopefully that one was not a difficult thing to do, and you can always be able to go through it once again. So those are the three things I wanted to share with you, so that eventually you will like how to use your mobile phone to do a presentation, even if it is an online presentation. You will have no excuse that you can't be able to create PowerPoint slides using your mobile phone, as I've had some teachers complain to me that they are unable to do that. Now you know it. The other thing I'd like you to do is, if you are in this channel for the first time, just take time, leave a comment on this video, say something about what you have learned. It helps YouTube to know the kind of content to direct to you next time. And don't forget to come back. And one way of coming back is just by hitting that subscription button there. Just strike it, and subscription is 100% free. And I'm creating a lot of useful content for teachers. So make sure that before you leave here, you have subscribed. And one last thing that I want to request from you, we learn by sharing these things. So share this particular video with other teachers out there, and you find that they will be encouraged to maybe give you a comment, give you a suggestion, maybe point you to even something that is going to build on what you have already started. So share it with other teachers. And that's all I had for you today. Have a fantastic weekend.